see that video, you can tell how badly well kept my hair and beard was.
Really? I actually thought it looked better then than it looks right now.
Wow, how dare you?
No, I'm just kidding, obviously.
Speaking of, it's been a while. I don't remember the last time I've seen you wearing a mustache.
Yeah, I can't say that it's like planned at all. I've been really lazy. And I don't know, I feel like it doesn't look that bad, you know?
I think it looks
Mostly
good.
it's laziness, but yeah, I've also been leaning more into my culture this year
Yeah.
as a way to stick it to the man, you know?
Oh,
But mostly I'm
what
just
is your
lazy.
culture for those that don't know you?
I'm Mexican American, and I look like it,
Mexican-American.
especially with this mustache stuff going on.
That's Eddie talking, by the way. This is Simone. If you're new to the pod, welcome. We are starting up our pod again after a long break since the Eagles won. Welcome. And we just
Good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to be back. We learned a fun fact right away. Eddie is Mexican American, and he's leaning into his culture. It's a great way to start.
Yeah, but I still call the NFL football, and I still usually refer to football as soccer. So I guess I'm not leaning in that hard. And this is a podcast about NFL football, right?
Yep. At least for now.
For now.
Until further notice.
Yeah, maybe next year we can do 1 or 2 episodes on the World Cup, since it'll be here in the United States, actually, and in Mexico, but
yeah,
and Canada.
So we'll just jump straight into like news and notes. That comment right there reminds me. Did you know one of the things that one of the rules that changed over the offseason this year
for the NFL?
Every team in the NFL, all 32 clubs are allowed to submit one of their players to participate in the 2028 Olympics.
That's right. I read that, I think, back in like the spring, but I had forgotten. But that's for flag, so it's not like padded up 11 on 11. I think it's sevens, right? It's like standard flag rules.
Yeah, 7v7 flag football, standard flag rules. That's cool. But that also means, so like if you have the Chiefs, right, and you need to choose one player from the club, obviously you choose someone like Mahomes, but then that means he's not going to come with Kelsey, which is probably a security blanket. And then same thing for like who's a combo? Burrow and Jamar Chase. You can't have both. You're going to have one or the other.
Yeah, my understanding of flag is not that deep, but I feel like for the most part, like as a country or as a league or whatever, we would want to be sending more of our elite receivers, right? Because you only need one quarterback. I mean, like just like, you know, actual football. So I feel like for the Bengals, as an example, you got to send Chase. I mean, how could you not send?
You have to
in football? Yeah, even though Burrow's amazing, like you can just get another quarterback.
Why don't they just do who made the Pro Bowl? That's easy, and then
yeah, that's a good point.
Like
I don't know.
You can qualify, and if you qualify, you qualify by making it to the Pro Bowl. Then it's like the fans get an option, and then it's like generally, at least pretty close to our best players. Not, I mean, not super accurate, but I feel like one player per team is purposely having us go into the flag football with both hands behind our backs. You know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there'll be some kinks to work out, but at the same time, I feel like the U.S. will dominate. Anything less would be obviously pretty embarrassing. And like I said, I don't really know like how many O-line get to go, or like if any go, because there's no like physical blocking, right? It's all just hands behind your back.
Right.
and like shuffle your feet or something like that. And then same goes for defense.
Yeah, the lineman's a good point too, because most people think of the best player on the team as like a skill position, either in defense and offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's rare that the best player, the only one I can think of off the top of my head would be TJ Watt for the Steelers. He'd probably be the best player on the Steelers.
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
You know, just think about the shitty teams, and probably it's a big boy.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'll be watching.
Yeah, that's for sure. Me too. I mean, we also have 3 years until then. There's still three more proposal time periods where the NFL can suggest rule changes, and that was one of them for the upcoming season 2025. There's been a couple more. Can move on. The kickoff return touchbacks have changed from the 30-yard line to the 35-yard line. So they're trying to encourage people to return the ball.
I like that, I think. It's like I don't feel strongly about it, is what that means.
Doesn't 5 yards feel almost trivial, marginal?
I don't feel that way, actually. I think, I mean, it's like half of the first down, right? Or like, I don't know, 28th of the field. You're right. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. But like, if they had changed it to the 40, for example, that would be massive, don't you think? If it was like 30 to 40. Because if you get a punt return to your own 40, you feel like you got pretty good field position.
Yeah, it is. That's considered good field position. I agree. We'll see. That's one of those rules where we won't really know how it's going to make a difference until we see it in action over and over again this season. But one rule change that I think we both can agree is going to make a big difference right away is they're going to start using Sony's Hawkeye cameras to start determining first downs. They're not going to use the sticks anymore.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I did not heard that.
Yeah, they're gonna have the sticks on the sideline, like the traditional, the poles with the guys with the chains. They're gonna still be there, but they're gonna use these things called Hawkeye cameras to measure first downs in 2025. There's gonna be a trial period for this year to see if that's gonna be effective, and I think it is. I mean, that's how many conversations have we had every game where they go for a first down and we're like, why did they place the ball there? Or like, how are we measuring? Why aren't we measuring that? Or I don't know, shit like that. This is going to save a lot of time, I think.
Yeah, I feel like everyone at home wonders that when they watch a game and the refs are just like vibing. They're like, no, it's not here, it's there. And everyone's just like, why?
Weirdly archaic. Like,
yeah.
It's like America and its train system. Like, we refuse to advance our trains. We refuse to accurately measure our first downs for some stupid reason, but it's about damn time we using our technology to save everybody headaches with measuring first downs.
That'll be good. That's news to me. I appreciate the heads up.
Yeah, the comment here specifically says the cameras will effectively replace on-field chain gang measurements.
But they're not doing away with the sticks, right? They're still going to have them.
Yeah, I'm assuming for dramatic purposes.
You got to keep the sticks. Yeah, come on. I mean, it's football. Even if they're just, what's it called, like an ornament or something.
I mean,
I feel like visually it looks so nice.
It does. That's one of the few traditional things I would think is weird that we'd got away, if we went away with it, that'd be strange.
Yeah, for sure.
What's another rule change? This isn't necessarily a rule change, but it was really controversial. There was a proposal to ban the tush push. It needed 24 of the available 32 votes to pass. It did not pass.
Yeah.
By two votes. So the votes was 22 to 10 in favor of keeping the tush push legal. So everyone's allowed to still do it as much as they want.
Yeah, I read that the Eagles brass, I don't know if it was like the GM or whoever, but apparently they were like lobbying to other executives around the league. I don't know what they were, trying to convince them with. It's not like they can be offering up trade capital or anything like that, or draft capital, sorry. But
Yeah.
I think everyone heard about this one because it's so famous, right? I was definitely against taking the play away, even though I don't enjoy watching it. I don't know if you do.
You were against it?
I was against removing it, so I'm glad that it's staying.
Why?
Mostly because, I don't know, it just feels kind of like cheap, if like for everyone but the Eagles or whoever opposes it. Like, I don't know, just get better, get bigger, figure it out.
I had a feeling you say that.
Yeah, I don't enjoy the tush push, and I hate the Eagles, but still. Do you disagree?
No, I'm indifferent about it. I learned a little bit about its history, like, and so it made me appreciate at least how we got it. It came about because of innovation from, you're not going to like it, Nick Sirianni was the one that came up with it. He came up with it in Baltimore. He was the, I want to say he was the quarterback's coach in Baltimore. And he brought it up and it started working. He actually started it off with just having, not Lamar. It was, I forgot who the quarterback was for the Ravens at the time, but they just literally just said, hey, we're going to ride the big dude in front of us and move forward. And then it started evolving from there, where they started having people move behind the quarterback and start pushing it. So it kind of evolved, starting with Sirianni in Baltimore, and then he kind of just took it to, he started getting new coaching positions. So he started evolving that play until it became what it is today. A brotherly shove.
Yeah, I saw your reel that you sent me on Instagram.
Yeah, that's right. There was a player. Do you remember what player it was? Somebody on the sideline was caught, recorded him saying, hey, what if we just have somebody stand behind the quarterback and push him over the line? Like, and this was in 2017, 2018 or something like that, before it ever existed.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Somebody said it, and then it eventually happened.
He was a defensive player, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Barr.
Yes.
I just went
Vikings.
back to that. Yeah, I remember that guy. I don't think he's in the league anymore. It doesn't matter, but he was pretty good.
Yeah, he's the guy that was like, hey, why don't we just
yeah.
Can we just put somebody back there and push over the line?
He saw the future.
I know. Next thing we know, somebody's going to seriously consider signing a little person to a strong deal, and then they're throwing that dude across the goal line for a touchdown.
Okay, that could actually be fun. Definitely more fun than the tush push.
Okay, so that wasn't an actual rule change. Another one. We are now having the postseason overtime rules are going to apply for the regular season. So each team is going to have a possession in overtime. No matter what.
I didn't know that either. That's cool.
For the entire season. Yep. Let's see. What else that is important? No tush push. Oh, yeah. Well, this isn't a rule change. I think that's all I got for rule changes. But we have general storylines. Quickly. Number one pick was Cam Ward. Tennessee Titans took him. Then the next guy was the Penn State guy, the defensive end. No?
Incorrect. He was number 3. It was Travis Hunter.
Oh yeah, Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
who
Jags traded
signed?
up.
That's right. Jags traded up to get the two-way player Hunter, and we'll talk about him later on. And then the third pick was who
Abdul
took
Carter, Giants.
The Giants took Carter. Okay, so yeah, that happens. But the biggest storyline this offseason has been, well, two facets to it. One, we've been all first round picks are starting to sign, and second round picks are starting to sign for record setting guaranteed money. And this is important because it's starting to affect contract negotiations for rookies. So there's this guy named Shamar Stewart.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, the number 1 pick, who he's looking around, and he's in communication with every first round pick, and he knows what leverage he has. So the Bengals come at him with language that says, in his contract proposal, that says, we can effectively void your entire contract if you do anything that we deem to be against the rules, you get hurt off site, yada yada, like stuff like that. But Shamar looked at it like, well, hang on, like, I can't control the uncontrollables. So if something happens to me, I don't want to be punished. I don't want my money to be punished. So why am I the only one out of all these first round picks that's not getting guaranteed money, and you're forcing me to sign a contract that nobody else is signing? So Stewart decided to go back and practice with the Aggies, and he could re-enter the NFL draft because he is not signing that deal with the Bengals. And the Bengals are cheap is the basic.
Oh yeah,
right? It's the basic sentiment, and
the cheapest.
It's a crazy story. Actually, there is precedent for this.
Is there?
Yeah, somebody has already. I wish I wrote this down, but somebody's already done this before. Somebody went back to college. It was a big player. It was a good player, but this has happened before. This is a while ago, though. So this isn't the first time it's happened, but it's rare. So now that's not concrete. I will say that Shamar Stewart still has an opportunity to sign, and negotiations can still continue, but it's looking like it's going to be Stewart re-entering the draft, and then going back to college for A&M. Wild stuff.
It is wild. Okay. I won't add too much to that. Basically, you're right. Bengals are a joke. That's takeaway number 1. Nothing new there. Also, like, kind of related to this is all without mentioning Trey Hendrickson is also sitting out. He's their actual best defensive player, probably one of their best 3 or 4 players on the roster.
Lead leader in sacks last year.
Yeah, he led the league in sacks last year. And he's holding out for a new contract, and they're also kind of throwing him the cold shoulder for now. I think training camp starts tomorrow. Or at least for most teams. Yeah, most teams. But going back to Shamar Stewart. So I've read a bunch of conflicting things. So I don't really know what to believe. So he says that there are other teams in the league, like this year, who had sorry. The Bengals have said that there were other teams in the league who have the same language in their contract for their first round picks from this year. And then Shamar Stewart has said that last year's Bengals first round pick, I don't know who that was, apparently did not have this language that he wants removed from the contract.
Okay.
So it's a clusterfuck, right? So I don't really know exactly what to believe, but almost like regardless, like my view is kind of, it doesn't even really matter. Like, it looks so bad for the Bengals regardless.
The damage has
Especially
been done.
Yeah. Like, you're not going to win. He might as well just give him what he wants.
Speaking of Trey Hendrickson, I'm glad you brought him up, because Shamar Stewart is a very good defensive end. And if they're not going to sign Hendrickson, why wouldn't you sign Stewart?
Yeah, kind of the whole point of selecting Stewart was like to be your Hendrickson replacement, like long term. It's so silly. So I guess Burrow's gonna have to put up 50 points a game again this year.
There are 4 other unsigned draft picks.
All second rounders, I'm guessing.
One of them is a second rounder, but this one is for a different reason. Quinshon Judkins, the guy, the running back for Cleveland that got. Did he go to jail already? Because something happened. He had like a domestic abuse. Thing.
I don't know if he's in jail already.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know that he hasn't signed. Yeah, it's bad. That whole thing is gonna cost him a lot of money. I guarantee you that. And he was a popular dynasty pick as a running back. He's apparently an explosive player. The other 3 are Cardinals cornerback Will Johnson, Titans edge rusher Oluwafemi Oladejo, and Eagles safety Andrew Makuba, he's a Longhorn.
He hasn't signed?
No.
Damn.
He's one of the 4.
Yeah, he's a Longhorn.
So our Texas Longhorn Makuba, the safety, does not sign. So they are due to report to training camp. Oh, it is Tuesday. It's tomorrow. You're right. My bad. So they still have an opportunity to sign, but it is, there are picks out there that don't sign for a while, but they really should sign.
Yeah. Once practice starts, you want to be on a contract.
They're negotiating, right? I
feel like the thing. Oh, go ahead.
Well, do you think? I feel like players know their value a lot more nowadays because of the NIL paying them before they even get into the league.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're more money conscious and they're thinking like, well, hold on. Like, I have more leverage here. Like, why should I just bend to your will when I can just stay in college and make more money? So I can definitely see where players are coming from to be more motivated to not sign their contracts.
For sure. I mean, the college game has blown up, obviously, with money and all this other stuff. I kind of like the changes to college, by the way, but you're right. Like Quinn Ewers, for example, unfortunately for him, seems to have made the wrong choice. It was reported that he was offered like, I don't know what it was, 6 or 7 million to transfer somewhere and start at QB.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever been confirmed from like UT, obviously not, but it seems legit enough. And now he's fighting for a roster spot for the Dolphins. So it's brutal.
Damn. That's wild, man. Well, we're going to get some answers tomorrow. I feel like they're going to, there might be some contracts being signed as we speak. We're recording Monday night. And Tuesday is when most teams start their training camp. And it's also when we have Hard Knocks starting up again. That's the other thing I want to talk about. Did you get a chance to watch Quarterback, second season of Quarterback?
I have not started that yet. I've been watching last season's in-season Hard Knocks lately, actually, at the NFC North. Yeah. You had been trying to get me to watch it last year, and I'm finally getting there.
Good.
But I haven't started Quarterback yet. I've like seen clips, though, on Instagram, mostly about Burrow.
Yeah, super good. If you get a chance to watch it, it's worth it. They go in depth with Burrow for last season. And yeah, some of the notable things is, do you remember last year that Burrow went under a lot of criticism for not being healthy with his wrist?
Yeah, mostly in the lead up to the season. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the doc, he pretty much silences those criticisms. I mean, he's just like, no, my wrist is fine. I've just been fine. And he's been just as frustrated as everybody else that watches the Bengals to have great games. Burrow has great games and the defense is just not good enough. And they showed Jamar Chase talking about how like not playing in the preseason is a big reason why they've been struggling to start their seasons strong. And if you remember, the Bengals started off 1-4, and they had to win their next 7 of 9 games in order to have a chance at the playoffs. So something like that. Anyways, they talk about like all those little rumors that we were heard about. It's interesting seeing the quarterback series go in depth about it. Another one is the Lions, and talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he made a big stink about all the receivers that were drafted before him. And if you remember, he memorized all their names. He said that that's why he made the choice to go to number 14 on his jersey number, because there were 14 receivers drafted before him. In the QB series, his wife says that it was her responsibility to count and name all the receivers that were drafted before Amon-Ra, and she miscounted. It was supposed to be 16, but she had told him too late, and he had already made the decision to go to the number 14.
She was off by 2.
She was off by 2, and
oh no,
guess who's 16 already?
On the Lions?
Yeah,
Is it Goff?
it's Goff. So
I guess he was already there when he got drafted, right? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay. No comment.
And then the other quarterback they go over is Kirk Cousins. And that one is honestly the most interesting out of the 3, because Kirk, what you find out in this series is that, I mean, he says over and over again, and I kind of believe it with all the footage they show. Do you remember how we were criticizing him about not being mobile and not being 100%?
Like last year?
Achilles tear? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone
was fine, dude. Him and the coaches always had this language. Of course, you're squinting at me, but they were all, doubling down on his movement was fine, and he felt fine. And it felt candid because he was also honest about Penix. Like he said on the show that he would not have gone to Atlanta if he had known.
I did hear about Penix, yeah.
Yeah, if he had known that Penix was going to get drafted by the Falcons, because he didn't have a reason to leave Minnesota other than having a long-term commitment. But he wouldn't have left Minnesota because they needed a quarterback if he had known that they were going to draft Penix. So considering his honesty with that, I felt, and everything I was seeing in the show, if I believed him to say that it wasn't really the Achilles that was holding him back. It was really just him being comfortable with the offense.
Yeah, it was kind of brutal watching him at times last year, early on. I mean, I think that mostly tracks with like what was being said during the season, like after Penix got the start for the first time, or even when they drafted him. I think there was some like reports out there, maybe from Schefter or someone, that Kirk was a little taken aback by that, or like just not expecting it.
Right.
So if you're the Falcons, like, if nothing else, it just looks bad to other players, right? It clearly
Definitely.
Yeah.
By the way, he's still on the Falcons. So
yeah.
the other story this offseason is, where is he getting traded? He has not been traded yet, and training camp starts tomorrow. So that means they're going into this offseason, or this training camp, saying out loud, Penix is our starter. And, oh, by the way, we have Kirk Cousins too, whom is still on a $180 million contract.
Yep.
Like, it's kind of a fucked situation. I'm glad it's happening to the Falcons, but.
Oh, that's right. Of course, it's in NFC South.
Yeah, you know what? So we can start with the NFC South, but before we do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through every team in the NFL and give our guess to what we think their total over under win total number is going to be. And we're going to write that down. And then at the end of the season, we're going to come back and compare and see how we did. But just to make things a little bit more interesting, we're going to make it a guess the lines format just for this week, just to see, who did better at getting close to what Vegas thinks. So we're going to start with the NFC today. Before we do that, we're going to take a short break. All right, so we're going to start with the NFC South. And we're just segue in after talking about the Falcons. What do we think? Well, before we start, do you have the lines to compare to available, Eddie? Mr. I live in Michigan and have access to it person. Because that's not me. I'm in Texas, by the way. If you're a new listener, I don't have access to this kind of information. So when we play these games, I leave it up to Eddie.
FBI is not tuning in, bro. I know you have a bookie.
You'd think I'd start using VPNs to have access to this information, but I'm a little too lazy for that.
I think Dylan does, but I'm not sure.
Anyways, while you're doing that, yeah, we're going to start with the NFC South. And with Atlanta, we're guessing how many wins and then whether we think they're going to go over or under. Anyways, so a little bit more background at Atlanta. Yeah, they're going to start Penix. Who did they draft? Atlanta Falcons 2025 draft picks. They still have a healthy Bijan Robinson. He's probably going to be the best running back in the league this year.
Oh yeah.
They have drafted Jalon Walker, Georgia linebacker, in the first round. And then they traded to land James Pierce Jr. at number 26 in the first round. So they went defense for this draft because they definitely needed it. Their defense was not good. If you remember last year when Kirk Cousins had his best game, he threw for like 500 yards against Tampa Bay, and they still lost.
I remember that.
Yeah, they signed the safety. So they went all defense and a tackle in the draft. Then they're in the division with the Saints, Bucks, and Panthers. And let's see, who are they playing this year? What schedule?
Yeah, I didn't look at schedules, so I'm kind of just guessing off of like my perceived team quality.
All right, so they play the AFC South.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. They play the AFC South. Yeah, so they play the Titans, Dolphins, Texans, and Colts. So their schedule strength, I wonder if their strength of schedule is kind of weak because they do play.
Yeah, that is pretty weak, actually.
Yeah, they play the NFC South, which is generally one of the weaker divisions. And then they play the NFC West, which may not be that strong this year.
You can go either way.
They also,
yeah.
So anyways, considering all of that, I'm also a Falcons hater generationally. So my guess for this is I have Falcons under 7.5 wins.
Oh, so you're doing your over-under guess with the line guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had 7.5 too.
You did?
Yeah, but I hadn't selected a side.
Yeah,
because I thought we were going
to.
Okay. I mean, I'll probably take. I don't like the Falcons, like in terms of they're what I think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be good, but that is kind of a weak slate. But I'll still go under. I gotta fade them, so we'll stay the same on that one. Okay, so now I can look up their actual thing on FanDuel. I got the list here, and it's not spoiling it, which I was worried it was going to. I can just click on each team.
Let's see what Vegas thinks.
Here we go.
I think they're gonna go lower.
It's 7.5. We're geniuses.
We nailed it. Let's go. We're so ready for the NFL season.
Almost there.
That's funny, man.
Okay, I gotta make sure I keep score here. So we're at zeros.
You got it right.
Yeah.
All right, next team. We're gonna go with my Saints. All right. Notable things about the Saints. Derek Carr retired. Guess how old he is?
I'm gonna guess 35.
He's 34. That's very young for quarterbacks.
It's young in general, man.
Yeah. And we have a new coach, Kellen Moore. I don't remember what the general trend is with new coaches, but I'm not bullish on a new coach in New Orleans. It's an improvement over Dennis, whatever his name is. I don't even care. Whatever.
Dennis Allen, is that right?
Yeah, I'm just glad we don't have him anymore, and we have somebody new that's more, I don't know, more of a coach. I'm hoping Kellen Moore is more like that, so we will see. But we still are in cap hell. We are just we barely have any draft capital, and we have a just like the Falcons, we have a pretty weak schedule. So I went a little realistic with the Saints because our roster really hasn't changed much.
10.5, right?
I went 5.5.
That's what I had too. Okay.
And I'm gonna go the fan and me, I'm gonna go over at the end of the year. I'm gonna hope that Kellen Moore is the change we needed to be more successful. So I'm going over 5.5.
I also had 5.5.
You also did, dude?
Yeah, and I'm doing these like as soon as you say the team name, so I'm not waiting on you, I promise. But I mean, yeah, like the Saints, they're gonna suck. Let's be real here. I'm not trying to shit on your team, but first year head coach, rookie quarterback, which you didn't even mention, Tyler Shuck.
Second
round pick.
Who they just signed, by the way.
That's good. You're gonna need him out of Louisville by way of Washington State. I don't know, but he came out of Louisville. I watched a little bit of his film, back when I was looking at stuff for dynasty drafts. I actually kind of like him, especially relative to like the rest of the fantasy community. I think he can throw, and I like his anticipation. Obviously, he didn't go in the first round for a reason. He's kind of old, especially.
He's pretty close though. Pick 40, it's not bad. By the way, we got Kelvin Banks Jr. to help him.
I also love Kelvin.
Offensive tackle from Texas, by the way.
Hook him. Basically, what I'm saying is, even if Shuck ends up being like a little spicy, he's still a rookie. It just doesn't bode well. First year coach, first year quarterback in general.
Yeah.
I guess like the last couple of years have been kind of weird with like the Commanders. I do not support the name change back. Go Commanders. It's been weird with the Commanders and then the Texans the last couple of years with those first year head coaches and first year rookie quarterbacks. I don't think that's a trend. I think that's two very talented quarterbacks and coaches that were just, the stars aligned. With the Saints, I do like Shuck and I do like Kellen Moore. I think it'll be more what you would expect for first year. Also, I didn't understand the Alvin Kamara extension at all, even though he's like really good. He's like 30 and you're paying him all this money.
Hell yeah, we are. He's amazing.
I guess you'd have to spend it. No, he is, but he's old.
I'm the biggest Kamara truther out there, dude. I don't care how old he is. His play style is conducive to a long career.
Yeah, but he's already 30. Give him a 1 year, $40 million deal.
30 is the new 20. Get out of here.
All right. I know. Don't I know that? I went 5.5 under. Let's see what FanDuel thinks.
You went 5.5 under? Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy we have the same line again. Here we go. And FanDuel agrees with us again. 5.5
over plus
No.
135, under minus 160.
Wow.
Oh, that means, yeah, I think Vegas agrees with me more, right? Yeah.
Let's go. We're perfect.
All right, no points. We're splitting.
Oh, hey, I have one quick comment before we move on.
Yeah.
Do you want to change your line number? Because I don't know if you knew this, but we also have quarterback Ben DiNucci. Let's go.
Ben
Italian.
DiNucci?
Yeah, dude.
Who the hell's that?
He's the guy that was in the Hard Knocks for the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
He's terrible. All right.
It looks kind of crazy. Okay.
Let's go to the Bucks. The Buccaneers coming off a very good year, and at least for their first expectations, they weren't expected to be very good last year, and they were gifted a Baker Mayfield who finally became what he should have been when he first got drafted. He's considered now one of the best quarterbacks, at least top 15, at least.
At
some might
least,
even
yeah.
be top 10.
Yeah, I think most people have the top 10.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. If you arguably the best quarterback in the division, you're gonna have a good chance at being the.
He is. There's no argument.
Yeah, that gives you a really good chance at being the best team in the division, right? So, anyways, there's not really any notable free agent signings for these guys either. They re-signed Shaq Barrett. That's pretty much it, man. They've got some other solid role players on defense, but let's see, did they get anybody of note in the draft? The Bucks.
Mike Ibuka, wide receiver at Ohio State. He's pretty good. I don't know if he will have that big of a year because they have a bunch of other receivers.
It must not be that notable if oh yeah, the Ohio State receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That was the one that Baker was like, "Ooh, I'm excited to have him."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's been raving about him, which tracks. His whole profile was like, this dude's ready to play day one. He can run any route. He knows the playbook.
Ohio State, wide receiver university for real.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, since they have a weak strength of schedule, and I think they're going to be the best team in the division, I decided to give them a line of 8.5 wins, and I'm going over.
I like it. I'm a little surprised you went 8.5. I thought you would be a little bit higher.
Yeah. I'll
go ahead.
Later. Go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, I have 9.5. Also over.
I think that's fair.
I considered 10.5, but that feels like Vegas is too stingy to give 10 to many teams. I'm kind of lower on the Bucks than most, but at the same time, they're playing college teams, so it's kind of hard to not pencil them in the playoffs. Did you have any more to add before we look at the FanDuel line?
Yeah, I think the Bucks are they're gonna be like a below average NFL team. But since they're in a weak division, I think that's why they're gonna at least have a chance. And a weak strength of schedule. That's why I went with not that great of a team, but a weak schedule. That looks like a 9-8 team to me.
Yeah, so we basically agree. But I've been kind of burned each of the last 2 years, expecting the Bucks to finally fall back a little bit since Brady left.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even he was carrying them really. They were kind of mid his last 2 years there as well, but they actually got better since Baker came along. And it's not because it's not like Baker's better than Brady, although maybe in his last year, maybe. But no, they just have a good roster. Their O-line is full of studs. They got a spicy defense. Love
Bucky Irving, baby.
Bucky Irving's mean-ass running back. They got wide receivers for days. We all know about Mike Evans. And I do think Ibuka is going to be a nice player, whether it's this year or down the road. But I can't explain why. I just don't think they're going to be real contenders. Maybe I'm still
But with that being said, you still have a line that's bigger than mine.
above
You said
yours.
9.5?
Yeah, I was really shocked actually about that. Okay. Oh, I got this one. 9.5 for FanDuel.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah,
Eddie is taking the lead.
1-0. And I'm going over, by the way. So I think they'll go 10-7.
Well, I hope so, for your sake.
Right.
Okay, last team in the division are the Panthers. I think they're going to be bad again. Mainly because I don't know if I believe in their coach yet. I know that Bryce Young has at least improved, but what have they done to improve the roster?
They drafted Tero McMillan. I think it was like 8 overall, which actually I did not really like that pick. I don't think he's top 10 good, but we'll see. He's a wide receiver out of Arizona.
Okay.
And even if he is that good, I feel like they got bigger problems, you know?
Their defense was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to be bad again, like you said.
And I'm looking at the free agent signings. They've got they have a couple linebackers and cornerbacks that they signed, but the biggest name I'm seeing here is from the Bills, Shaq Thompson, linebacker. He was a rotational guy on the linebacker court. And then they re-signed Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, he's old. Yeah, I'm just a bunch of no names, I think. So there's no reason for me to believe they're going to be the better team in this division. So I went with 4.5 wins on the Panthers, and I'm going under. That's really bad, but I'm going to go under.
Oh, that's real bad.
I think they're terrible. I think they're horrible, dude.
That's fair. They're definitely in the conversation for worst team in the league. Actually, there's 2 teams in this division that are in that mix, along with your favorite.
Yeah, no.
I agree. I think they really needed some beef along the defense, really both lines, but especially defensive line, and they kind of failed. So maybe McMillan can play defensive end. Let's see. I have 5.5, and I'm also taking under. I think FanDuel may have locked me out, but let's see. It's 6.5.
6.5.
That's what I put, and then I changed my mind. But I still get it.
Way too many wins. Sorry, FanDuel, you're wrong.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I guess people are really high on Bryce Young.
It's got to be. I mean, he did play a lot better at the end of the year last year.
He did, but that's like the only reason you could give for improvement. Other than I guess Canales also makes the jump as a coach. I do like Canales a little bit. I just think there's too much wrong with the team overall.
Yeah.
All right, then. I would definitely smash that under if I was putting mine down.
Yeah, 6.5. That's a good point. Hit that under if you're a betting person.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else about the NFC South?
Not really. I'm glad we're doing this one first. I won't be watching any of these games.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna be fucking bad. Every team in there. I don't know. I'm still gonna watch. Any chance I get to watch Baker throw to Evans. Yeah. Oh, by the way, they're not gonna have Godwin. He's still not working out with the team yet. He had dislocated last year, right? So he's still rehabbing that.
I don't know why I thought he was gonna be ready to go.
Well, it's pretty close, but that report came out literally yesterday. So he won't be ready. Anyways, that's all I got. We can move on to what division you want to go next?
Going to let me pick? Let's do a fun one. Let's do the North.
The North.
This is going to be
lots of wins. The opposite.
Yeah, I'll be watching a lot of these games.
Of course you are. You're a Lions fan now.
No, sir. If anything, I'll be a little bit of a Packers fan this year, which feels disgusting to say. But I already have one share of Matthew Golden on my dynasty rosters.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. I'm actually considering going to Lambeau in October, but I haven't locked it in yet. But
how expensive are those tickets?
I've been monitoring for about a week or two, And for pretty mid seats, I'm talking like on the 10 and 20 yard line, I'm pretty high up. It's easily upwards of 500, which is kind of where I'm like trying to cap it. So it's not cheap. But I'm still leaning towards going. I'm just waiting on small dip.
Well, I hope you do.
Yeah.
If that's the persuasion you needed, go. Welcome.
All right. I appreciate it.
Well, okay, we'll start with the Packers. All right, so they got Golden, wide receiver. Any other notable draft picks that you can mention or comment on?
I know they got another Texas guy in the 4th round, Baron Sorrell, defensive end. I don't expect him to make a huge impact, especially not as rookie, but no. Did they make any major signings?
They lost virtually. No, they didn't have any signings for their team, but they lost Jair Alexander, Stokes,
Right.
AJ Dillon, a couple of linemen. Literally all of their free agent signings were losing players. They have not signed anyone there other than their draft picks.
I forgot about Jair. Yeah, they need a cornerback, but I mean their roster's kind of set for the most part outside of that.
So other than Golden, they got a tackle, another receiver, a bunch of guys. Yeah, interesting. They got a cornerback in the 7th round, but yeah, it doesn't seem like their roster is very much different. Right.
Now, they still got Josh Jacobs back. Obviously, loves QB. I feel like their O-line is still at least top 10 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And their
still
defense
got a
is
good
kind of
coaching staff.
Yes, also that.
Well, none of that's going to change my guess. I'm going to go with the Packers under 10 wins straight.
You have it at 10 flat?
Yeah, 10 flat.
All right. I think you might get this one because I'm probably drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit. I'm going over 10.5. I think and hope that Golden is going to emerge as the lead guy for Jordan Love. And I don't expect the defense to take a step back. And if they do, probably won't be that big.
Yeah, but is Golden good enough to be a number one?
I think
I feel like they just have a bunch of 2s and 3s. They don't have a 1.
That's exactly what. So that's what the Packers have been, I feel like the last 2 or 3 years. And I think a lot of people are like, well, Golden's just going to be part of that mix and he'll be another one of their, 7 wide receiver 2s, which is fair. Like LaFleur does love to spread the wealth for sure. I just think he's better than on like Jaden Reed and Romeo Doubs. I think he's a better athlete and has more talent. But we'll see. And it's not because he ran 4.29. I just think he knows how to play football. Yeah, you got it. You got it perfect. It's 9.5. Oh, wait, you said 10. No, you still get it.
So 10. But I still get it.
Yeah.
Did you go? I went under. Which one did you go?
I went over. I think they're going to win at least 11 games. I think they're going to win the division.
You are drinking the Kool-Aid, my friend.
Yeah, I am. Also, I'm a little bit lower on some of these other teams. Let's talk about it.
That makes sense. All right. Well, speaking of these other teams, let's go to the Lions. Let's go to your new team, the Lions.
Let's do it. They lost a lot, like a lot.
Okay. So they lost their starting guard Zietler. They lost one of the best centers in the league, Frank Ragnow. They
retired,
lost.
right?
Yeah, he retired. Yeah. I don't know how old he was, but I think he was a reasonable age to retire. They lost Carlton Davis. They lost 4 cornerbacks. And yeah, they lost a lot. You're right.
And Ben Johnson.
Oh, and then they lost Ben Johnson, who is now the coach of the rival Bears. After seeing the QB series, I really had never seen him talk in person. Like his demeanor is very much head coach talk. So it was, I guess, kind of cool to see that. But yeah, I honestly didn't like. I knew of him and how good he was as a coordinator, but seeing him talk and stuff, I was like, oh, that's nice to actually see him in person and have a conversation.
I don't think I've heard him talk either, actually. Is he like presidential, like a head coach is?
He gives me like this analytics type of vibe. Like he kind of reminded me of Kellen Moore a little bit.
Nice. Okay.
But he also had that I'm a head coach demeanor, which is a good thing. Anyways, they still are coming back with one of the most dynamic offenses in the league with the one-two punch Montgomery and Gibbs. Then another season for JMO to be a breakout star. Then obviously the reliable Amon-Ra. Then they have other veteran wide receivers still there. And did they have any draft picks for receiver?
I don't think they drafted
Or
a
anything?
receiver. I think they got a D lineman for their first round pick. I want to say
Tyleik Williams.
Tyleik Williams, right? Another Ohio State guy.
They drafted a guard to replace what they lost. And then they got a receiver from Arkansas, but
Oh yeah, Tesla.
I don't know. I'm still kind of high on the Lions. Like I think highly of their coaching staff. They lost Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator. He's the coach of the Jets now. So they did lose a lot on the coaching staff, but I believe Campbell is good enough to groom what they need to still coach that team to 12.5 wins is my number, and I'm going.
Oh wow!
I'm going over.
And you're going over.
Yeah, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Whoa. Okay. I was thinking about this episode like a couple of weeks ago, and how I was going to shock you with how low I was on Detroit. But then the other day I was listening to Mina Kimes, and she was doing her NFC North preview, and then she was talking about the players, and up and down, even with like the losses on the O line, it is still a stacked roster, especially on defense, which is kind of crazy. You think of the Lions, usually you think about, they're Ben Johnson and like the running backs, like you said, and Amon-Ra and all those guys.
And you probably don't even realize that the Lions went 15-2 last year.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a filthy team. So there's no way I'm going to be here like telling you they're not going to make the playoffs or something like that. But I don't like that their biggest losses came on the offensive line, because as good as this team is, like,
so great.
Yeah, that's kind of where their soul was, right? That's where they just straight up dominated teams. And they're losing both of their coordinators, who were both great. I mean, there's a reason they're head coaches now. I think they're both going to have success. And I believe in Dan Campbell. So I guess I'm kind of in the middle. I think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to have some struggles, though. Maybe early on, especially. But I'm interested to see. I'll be watching them for sure, obviously being in Detroit. So I have 10.5, and I'm going under. I think they're going to win 10 games.
Wow. You are a hater.
I'm a hater. It's because I live here. They're 10.5 on FanDuel.
Didn't you have the Buccaneers having 10 wins? You're fucking crazy, dude.
I think they're better than the Buccaneers. Calm down. I think they're better than the Bucs. But the Bucs are playing the NFC South and the AFC South. Who's the NFC North got this year? Did we talk about that?
Oh no, we didn't. We should though.
Either way, you have to deal with the rest of the NFC North, and that's a problem.
They are playing the NFC East. Cowboys, Giants, Eagles.
That's not easy.
Then they're playing the AFC North. Yeah. That's
actually really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a terrible schedule.
They also play. You always play like a couple one-off teams that, and one of them is the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's maybe one of the most difficult schedules in the league.
This is a very hard schedule. Just glancing at it.
Well, I guess that makes sense why FanDuel has them at 10.5.
They have them at 10.5?
Yeah, you didn't hear me? Or did I not say
I thought you had 10.
Yeah.
You got 10.5 and you nailed it.
I did nail it. But I didn't know that the schedule was that hard.
Yeah, I was perfect, yes.
Yes, I'm better than you. Don't mention it.
All right, well done. Damn, I'm way too high on the lines. That's for sure. Okay. Well, I just didn't consider how strong the schedule is. I mean, they're playing the fucking. I think the NFC East is going to be good.
They are going to be good. Yeah.
Wow. All right. I concede. All right. You have under 10.
I have them just under. Yeah, I have them going 10-7.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the Vikings. The Vikings.
This one's going to be challenging.
Vikings finished 14-3 last year. Let's see.
Can you believe that?
Vikings. They drafted a lineman, offensive lineman from Ohio State, a receiver from Maryland, and a couple of defensive players. And then they signed, they lost Sam Darnold, but now they have JJ McCarthy starting. That's the plan. They still have JJ. This is interesting. Jordan Addison hasn't been convicted yet, but he got a DOI. So there's going to be a suspension there. We just don't know what it is yet. But he's a very good player, obviously. So going to need to know what happens there. Oh man, they had a lot. They were busy this offseason. This list is very long.
They got Jordan Mason from the Niners.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's a shit ton here. Oh, they have they let go of Darnold, Daniel Jones, and Nick Mullins.
I forgot about Daniel Jones.
Wow. Well,
wow.
A lot of things have changed, but one thing that remains the same is I don't think they lost anyone on the coaching staff with the Vikings. So they've been known to be sort of like a QB whisperer. Remember the astronaut for the Vikings? What was his name? When Kirk
I remember,
went down.
I forgot his name.
Yeah. Well, he had an amazing 4 or 5 games, went to a new team and was trash. I think it was the Niners. But anyways, that kind of epitomizes how good what's his name? Mike. I was going to say Mike McDonald. That's the coach of the Seahawks.
Kevin O'Connell.
Thank you. Yeah, I think he's one of the best coaches out there. He gets his team to play better than they are. And he gets a fresh new JJ McCarthy for year 2, technically, because he had a whole year to recover. And they still have arguably the best receiver in the league next to Jamar Chase. I think the Vikings are also going to be good. I think the X factor with JJ McCarthy makes it unlikely that they're going to have 14 wins again. So with that logic, I had them a little lower. I had them at 11.5 wins, and I'm going under.
Okay. So does that mean you have the Bears at like 2.5? Because you got all these teams winning 14 games and shit. I hear you though. It's hard not to like the Vikings, even though we were both kind of calling them out as like pretenders last year, which we were right about. But they have so much talent on defense outside of like cornerback. And Brian Flores, you didn't even mention, he's one of the best defensive coordinators. He's a big reason why they kept winning games.
Still there.
And like you said, KOC is the quarterback whisperer. My 2 cents on JJ McCarthy, I didn't watch too much of him at Michigan. I thought he was really talented for sure. I see why he's a first-round pick. the vibes just aren't quite there for me, which is, it's not scientific, but I don't know. It's one of those gut things. I feel like he's Russell Wilson, but not in a good way. You know, I feel like he's kind of into some weird shit, basically. And I don't know if he's going to acclimate all that well. But he has Kevin
Russell
O'Connell.
Wilson won a Super Bowl as a sophomore.
I know. But I guess I shouldn't have said that because, of course, you're just going to come back to that.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know. But you know what I mean? He's like kind of weird. And I don't know. Russell Wilson also had like amazing roster. And as good as the Vikings are, they're not on that level. So we'll see. I have him at 8.5. And in part because of that hard, super hard schedule. I wasn't
8.5.
I was at least at 9.5 until we were reading off the NFC North matchups. Because AFC North, that's tough. NFC East is really tough.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see about it. And I got it again. It's 8.5.
You nailed it?
Yeah, I did.
Are you cheating?
No, I'm not.
You're cheating.
You want me to share my screen? I'll start sharing my screen if you want.
You got it exactly right, 8.5.
I got it. I'll show you if you don't
Oh my
believe
God,
me.
that's crazy. Gonna start the season with a loss.
I think
Sucks.
Yeah, you got to start nailing some of these. You got 5 teams left. No, wait, we still got the NFC East. Never mind. I'm sorry.
What's the score?
It's 4-1.
Oh man, I got a long way to go. All right, let's do the Bears.
Let's do it.
Okay, Bears got a new coach, Ben Johnson. They have another year with Caleb Williams, whom I'm generally high on. I still think he's a good quarterback. I think they have addressed some of the offensive line issues because their offensive line last year was horrendous. Speaking of, let's go look at that. So their draft picks. Do you know any draft picks
For the Bears?
for them?
Yeah, they were a hot topic in Dynasty forums. They took Colston Loveland, 10th overall,
the tight
out of
end.
Michigan. Yeah, he's a tight end. I think he's going to be really good. I think Ben Johnson is going to love him. But then they went and they got another receiver in the second round, Luther Burden.
Yeah.
That one was a head scratcher, in my opinion.
But they eventually got a lineman, which is what they desperately needed.
True. Yeah. The running backs are kind of weak, but I like DeAndre Swift enough.
They still have Keenan Allen. Man, they
Oh,
lost
did they?
a lot of linemen, dude. They lost 2 tackles, 2 guards, and a center. They all went to Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns, Eagles, Rams. They went away. Is their line better or worse?
It's a good question. I think they were one of the most confusing teams last year because a lot of the stats liked the Bears, but then you would watch them and it was like, this team sucks. I'm with you on Caleb.
I'm currently confused with the Bears right now because
they're hard.
Yeah, I mean they've got a talented quarterback, but it doesn't seem like they really prioritize linemen. I thought they did, but I was just wrong. Weird, dude.
Good cornerbacks still. Really good cornerbacks.
Yeah, is this roster still good on its own? Like if I went Bears.
I don't know. I mean, I like the receivers too. That's why I didn't understand the Burden pick.
Oh, I didn't know they had Devin Duvernay. That's cool.
I didn't either.
Let's see. Depth chart. Bears. Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett. I don't recognize the edge rushers besides Sweat. Oh, they have Austin Booker. That guy's good. Linebacker, Edmonds, Edwards, Carl Jones. Strong side linebacker, Hippolyte. Then you got Jalen Johnson, right, at corner. Tariq Stevenson, corner. Kevin Baird, still there. Jonathan Owens. Kyler Gordon. I mean, the defense still looks really good. Right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like they've made any significant in the trenches changes. So when you have a new coach, I am more pessimistic. Like, there's gonna be a learning period for the entire organization with Ben Johnson. So that doesn't usually result in more wins. So I went with 6.5, and I'm going under.
That's exactly what I had, 6.5 under. But it was a struggle. I considered 7.5. I considered just over 6.
You really want to be optimistic for the Bears, don't you?
I mean, I'm not like, I don't know. I don't particularly like them, if that's what you mean. I think they're fine. So I was like super high on them going into last year, and then I got burned. And I definitely failed to account for the problem that was not just Eberflus, but the coordinator. What was his name? He got fired midseason, the offensive coordinator. And clearly that he like wasn't good for Caleb Williams. Yeah, I guess most
what
of
was his name? I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was terrible. Shane Waldron, that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
He came over from Seattle. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried, not gonna lie. I'm probably at like 30% panic meter for Caleb, even though I do like him, because it was a rough first year, and that can sometimes have a snowball effect.
Yeah.
And he's like out there watching Jaden Daniels just tear the league up. It can't feel good. But I mean, he already had a bunch of weapons. What's up, Jax? And then getting Ben Johnson on top of a great tight end. Yeah. There's no way this offense isn't better, right? In my opinion, at least a little bit. And then the defense, kind of the same deal. I mean, they underperformed last year for the talent that they had, so they have to be better. But yeah, still they're probably going to suck overall. So it is what it is. Let's see what FanDuel says, even though we're not going to get points. Oh, wow. You're not going to believe me. What the heck? So either people love the Bears, or maybe I'm reading that wrong. It's at 8.5, which is crazy. That's the same as the Vikings, no?
Well, I guess that makes sense. If they have the Vikings at 8.5, they're just saying they're going to have a bunch of average teams in the North.
I guess so. All right then.
Very high.
We're lower on the Bears.
I would definitely go under. If I was a betting person, 8.5 is way too many wins.
Oh yeah, that sticks out.
Without significant changes like this and a new coach, no. I mean, there's plenty of tape on Ben Johnson at the Lions. So I just don't see it. Okay. Well, any other thoughts on the North? Remember, they're not as good, dude.
I got not much more to add, but it's definitely going to be one of the most entertaining divisions once again.
Yeah, man. It'll be entertaining regardless, but they may not be as good. All right, well, we're going to take a short break and then go to the rest of the divisions. All right, now we're going to do the NFC East. Jump straight in to your boys.
Oh, no.
Let's start off, man. Let's go straight to the Cowboys. I want to hear you first.
Well, you know I love to shit on my team. No one hates the Cowboys more than Cowboys fans. With that out of the way, I think the Cowboys are a sneaky playoff contender this year. And I say sneaky because
Pickens.
Well, a few reasons. Pickens is one of the main ones, yeah. I'm not like a Pickens truther. I guess last year maybe I did say a lot of nice things about him. I just think he's good And specifically for this offense, he's basically what they've been trying to replace like Amari Cooper with for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
We really haven't had like a deep ball winner who can just out jump, out physical a corner and
Yeah,
get
because
chunk plays.
CeeDee's more of a route runner. He's more of a
Right.
stick route guy, right?
Yeah, yeah. And on top of that, CeeDee's not fast at all. Like he's super
He's
athletic,
quick, but not like straight line fast.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Pickens is pretty fast. So I think they're going to complement each other really well. The big X factor is really just, is Dak going to stay healthy? Like always, we do get an odd year Dak. That's encouraging. Last odd year Dak was, I think, MVP runner up. So maybe he has one more trick left in his bag. I don't know about the Schottenheimer head coach thing at all. I really didn't even know much about him when we promoted him. I still don't really know. And I think I'm really just worried about the defense. It's really where I land. Like if we can get enough stops, I think we can win 10 games. But
Is Overshown still hurt?
he is. Apparently he's like in a good spot with his rehab, but I never really know how accurate that is, right? They're always going to say that. I saw a clip of him like doing drills on a field, so I guess that's something. If we can get him back at all this year, I'd be thrilled. So
yeah,
because he was amazing last year until he exploded his knee. We got Parsons still, yay.
Trayvon Diggs healthy and playing again.
Right, he actually caught some flack from Jerry Jones recently. A little shade was thrown his way. Jerry had said something about Trayvon is like doing a better job this time with his rehab or something. So reading between the lines, apparently maybe he wasn't doing a great job staying on top of his body the first time he got hurt. I don't know. It's a little bit conjecture, but it's whatever. Like I don't even think Trayvon Diggs is like all that good either. I think Deron Bland is our true best cornerback. I'm worried about stopping the run more than anything. It's going to be an uphill battle. But if we can do that, I think we can win some games. So I have
hold on before you do that. Just in case you weren't sure, the Cowboys play the AFC West. So they play the Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, and yeah.
That's actually really tough.
They also play the North, the NFC North. They got a tough schedule. They got a really hard schedule. They also play a couple AFC North teams. They play the Ravens and
damn.
They got a tough schedule for sure.
Third place schedule. That sucks.
Well, yeah, so
go ahead.
That's gonna contribute to they were 7-10 last year, right? And that was a 7-10 that I think everybody was like, wow, they got to 7-10. That felt like a 5-12 team last year, right?
Right. Yeah.
They got to 7 wins, and let's see their free agent signings, NFC East. They lost a lot of guys. They lost Zach Martin, he retired, offensive guard. They signed Carl Lawson, a couple linebackers like Eric Kendricks.
We don't sign anyone. You don't even have to read the list. We don't participate in free agency.
All right, fair enough. Well, to me, it looks like they mainly lost guys. So, including Rico Dowdle. Anyways.
Who cares?
All right, so now that the audience has all the information, what is your line? What you guess?
The last thing I was going to say is just the Cowboys, because the Cowboys have that little added component for Vegas. They know people like to bet on them. So I have them at 8.5. I think a lot of people would put them down as like 6 or 7.5, which is fair. But I have them at 8.5 and I have over. What about you?
You have over. Okay, well, at least we're different there. I have 8.5 and under.
Sorry about it, bro. You're not going to beat me.
I hate that the ones I'm wrong on are close, but the ones I feel good about, you get the exact same number. It's fucking dumb.
I'm just a DJ, man. We're both higher on this.
So you're going over though, so you're still.
Yeah.
a little high on them. I'm skeptical, of course, because I'm mainly a Dak Prescott hater.
That's fair. I'm not going to
Right.
defend that.
I just have a hard time believing, like, this is his last chance as far as I can see. Like, if they don't make a decision on him, they've already signed obviously he's already signed a massive contract, but this is his last. In my eyes, if he doesn't excel if he is not a top 10 quarterback this year, it's a failure. And he also needs to make the playoffs for him to have a chance to come back next year, because I feel like this is his last opportunity to prove that he's any good. So with that being said, I don't think he will. I think he's had plenty of opportunities and plenty of weapons, and he hasn't been good enough. So that's why I went under on the Cowboys 8.5 wins.
Completely reasonable. If they went 5-12, I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Yeah.
So we have the same line. I have it over, you have it under, but FanDuel has it at 7.5, which is kind of surprising. Yeah. I don't know why.
Damn. If we were going unders, I'd be beating you.
I bet you'll have more hits at the end of the season. Plus, we still got the AFC.
Okay. Well, anything else on the Cowboys?
Not really.
It's not much to them, huh?
Send thoughts and prayers.
Let's talk about the Giants had a lot of splashes.
They did,
right?
Yeah.
They got Abdul Carter, number 3 pick. I mean, he is supposed to be very, very good. Like, he could have been the number 1 pick if it wasn't for Cam Ward and Travis Hunter being quote unquote generational. I hate that term now. I feel like it's so overused, but anyways,
it is. But yeah.
They also got Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, and they'll have a third, right?
They drafted Jackson Dart, first round.
Jackson Dart,
first round.
The guy that threw a football to a 60 miles per hour jet ski.
Yeah, I saw that
like
too.
50 yards. You see that?
Yeah,
pretty impressive. So the Giants have a very tough schedule, like we just discussed, that the NFC East does, and they have lost mainly in the free agency. They have lost 7 players, and have signed 1 new player in free agency, Chris Hubbard. So, and then obviously they have Russell and Jameis Winston. So yeah, I mean, they still have a good head coach, relatively speaking, Brian Daboll, and he doesn't have Daniel Jones. So I think I'm going to have a low number here, but I do think Daboll hated Daniel Jones and he felt stuck with him. And now that I think, if I had to guess, Daboll is going to be happy with a quarterback's going to do what he wants them to do. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt in Daboll going over 5 wins. I can see them going 6-11.
I think we are generally in the same place with the Giants, but you'll be glad to hear that I don't have the same exact line as you.
Giants went 3-14 last year.
That feels right. I have them over 5.5, but you know what? You're probably going to get this one because that does feel like a lot. And then you just said their record, but I agree with basically everything you said. I have kind of always liked Daboll, even though his results aren't that great. I mean, he's just in a shitty situation. I will say, I think, like him or not, like, I think he has 1 year to basically convince Mara, or whatever the owner's name is, that he belongs there. I think he's running out of patience. Same for the GM. But I kind of like Dart. I think he can be a quarterback in the NFL. They also drafted Cam Scatteroo. Texas fans know who that is.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that much. So I don't think he's like special or anything. But
he's 5'8", by the way. He's very
small. Yeah, he's tiny. He's slow. So whatever. But Abdul Carter is going to be awesome. I think he's like Micah Parsons except I think he's probably going to be better because he's smarter.
Wow.
And
Michael Parsons is going to be demanding like $45 million a year, dude. That's a big thing to say. He's in your division. That's
Carter's a freak.
Yeah, dude, he is good. Yeah, I've seen tape on him. He's a freak.
He was like basically the only true defensive freak this year's class.
Yeah.
But anyway, Malik Neighbors, another year. He's already amazing. He'll be even better. So yeah, and I think I agree. Dable hated Daniel Jones, which is kind of funny. So maybe he'll be better off. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, man. It's 5.5.
You got it exactly.
I did. Well, they haven't had a flat one. Do they even offer flats? I'm not sure that they do. So maybe you should stop doing that.
Oh shit!
All the ones we've done are in between two numbers.
Oh, Tommy DeVito's still on this team.
Tommy DeVito. I knew there was another quarterback.
Wendell Robinson. Their defense is kind of stacked, actually.
Yeah, they have a bunch of
Brian Burns needs to play
dudes.
better, but they've got
On the D line, they're stacked. Dexter Lawrence, Ryan Birds, like you said.
Yeah. Fuck, this is gonna be a loss for me, man. This sucks.
Well, we can do an aggregate with the AFC.
I have to go back to the drawing board, make sure that my AFC guesses are good. All right, let's move on. You want to talk a little bit about the Commanders? I know that's like one of your favorite teams to root for.
Yeah, I let slip something bad earlier. It's just because it's been in the news, but they are the Commanders. They always will be. Jaden Daniels, amazing. We know all about him. I think a lot of people were criticizing Washington for not going out and getting like a stud running back, but put some respect on Brian Robinson's name. Yeah, dude. The real B-Rob.
Dude, they have another one. This is random, but did you see Austin Eckler was just repping out one-armed pull-ups? He's like the most athletic running back in the league. It's crazy.
Like this offseason?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. That's cool. He's
a freak, dude. And he's their backup.
Yeah. I mean, Eckler's he's still really good too. I'm not like just dusting him to the side, but he's just like a rotational player at this point. But he's still really effective in that, you know. Robinson is like the downhill guy. Actually, you know what? I will say there's a little bit of concern with the Commanders now because Terry McLaurin is holding out as of now. I mean, I guess camp hasn't officially started, but it's about to. He's waiting a new contract,
which is bizarre. He really deserves it.
Yeah, they've been doing everything right, except for that. They also traded.
He's gotten 1,000-yard seasons with like random bad quarterbacks.
Dude, yes. And without McLaurin, actually, that changes a lot because Debo, he's not it. I mean, last year was terrible for him. I think he can be useful for them.
Debo Samuel was signed this year with the Commanders.
Mm-hmm. But he cannot be a lead receiver. I mean, clearly. So they need to just pay Terry what he wants, or else maybe I'll have to take back some of what I said. But their defense should be okay. I guess they overperformed last year, but they got some dudes. I like. His name Sanderstel, I believe, is their corner, who's really good. I'll put him at 9.5. I'll take over, I guess. What do you think about Washington?
I like him, man. I think I touched on it this past year in our other pods. Jaden has turned into one of those quarterbacks that is like always going to give you a chance to win.
Exactly.
Like how I feel strongly about Josh Allen, and it's rare to get a guy like that.
He's going to win an MVP.
He has that potential of winning an MVP, exactly. And when Kyler first got into the league, people thought that he had that potential too. But then people learned that he showed that he wasn't that guy. You figured that out pretty quickly for Kyler, but I think we figured out pretty quickly the opposite for Jaden. He is that guy.
Yeah, he is.
So I don't like betting against guys like that. Like, he has that Patty Mahomes aura that is the makeup of a good team, makeup of an MVP. So they have a tough schedule, right? They do play the AFC West, the NFC North. They play the Bengals and Ravens. But with that being said, I see a lot of close games this year with the Commanders. I don't really see them blowing anybody out unless they're terrible. But I like Jaden. If he's healthy in a close game, I'm taking him to win. So I like the Commanders at 10.5 wins. I'm going over.
All right.
Just for clarity, they were 12-5 last year. So that's why I feel good about 10.5.
Yeah, they got to the conference title game before running into the machine.
Yep.
Who they did beat in the regular season.
Yeah.
And they also beat Detroit. Yeah. Washington. It's 9.5. I'm on fire today. Sorry, man. There's nothing you can do about it. It's not about
9.5.
I did. I wrote it down.
Oh my God, you're a freak.
I'll share my screen if you think I'm fibbing.
You're doing some legendary shit right now. I can't believe you just.
You can't touch me right now. It's okay.
This is just one of those, like, you're watching a basketball game and people are hitting buzzer beater shots at the end of the first quarter and halftime, or they're just like doing turnaround fadeaway threes and they're going in, and you're just like, yeah, if they're making that kind of shit, we're not winning today. That's what you're doing right now.
I'm cooking tonight. It's okay.
Okay, you get that one. But before we move on, did they get any other signings?
Debo was the biggest newsworthy one.
Jameson Crowder, KJ Osborne.
Oh, they traded for Laremy Tunsil from the Texans.
Oh yeah,
which I kind of like. I mean, they gave up a lot. Yeah.
Help to Jaden is a good thing. Productive. Yeah. All right. Okay, last team, Eagles. I have a feeling we're both going to be high on them. I mean, they're defending champs. Fucking Eagles.
It's not even really that much to say about them.
I know let's see. They lost Kenneth Gainwell, Kenny Pickett, Mekhi Becton, Brandon Graham retired, Josh Sweat left, Bryce Huff left. A lot of people went and got the bag. It's understandable. They finally lost that asshole CJ Gardner-Johnson. He went to the Texans. Darius Slay,
yeah,
who hasn't signed. They've lost a lot of guys, but knowing how good that draft team is, they're probably just going to restock. They've consistently been incredible at drafting. So
yeah.
Anyways, any draft picks other than Makuba?
First round, they got a linebacker out of Bama. I think his name is Jihad Campbell. He's pretty good.
Okay.
And then, Makuba was their second rounder, who I think is penciled in to start in the secondary, which is a stud secondary. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean.
Exciting wipes.
Top tier white guy in the NFL, Cooper. But yeah, like, they're just loaded. And like you said, it's the best front office in the league.
Mm-hmm.
If there is like any kind of slump after the Super Bowl win, I don't think it'll be like anything crazy. They'll still make
Who got
the playoffs.
MVP this year? Was it Hurts?
You mean in the Super Bowl?
Or no, just generally.
Overall? It was Josh.
Oh, it was Josh Allen. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they still have Hurts, who's going to be honestly a perennial MVP candidate, right? Like, this team is good. This is going to be one of the best teams in the league. I've got them at. Well, you go first. What number you got for them?
I have them over, just barely over 11.5. I think they'll go 12-5.
I got them over 12.5. I like them at 13 wins. I think they're gonna dominate again this year.
I respect the 12.5, but I think you're just giving Vegas too much credit. They don't like giving.
I thought you were gonna say
they don't.
You're just wrong.
You're just wrong, dude. Oh, we're both wrong. It's 10.5. That's low, actually.
A little low.
Yeah.
A little light.
Wow.
Maybe a little Super Bowl hangover for Vegas. Okay.
It happened to the Niners, except they lost. The Eagles won.
Damn. You had 11.5?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, you're spanking me.
Yeah,
What is
that's GG for tonight. It's 7-1. We got 4 teams left.
7-1. Yeah. Sheesh. All right, well, we got one more division to go. Barring any miracles, you're winning this round. To the NFC West, I think this division is going to be not good. Like, you know how they've traditionally been pretty good for a long time?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, they're going to – I can see this division just being the best team having 9 wins, right? Like, anyways, that's how I feel about the division. So we can just start with the Rams. They got McVay, still got Stafford, another year, another old guy. Puka Nacua is going to be healthy, I presume. Cooper Kupp is gone, right?
Right. Still in the division.
Where did he go?
Seattle.
Seattle, that's right. Then they got – who do they get at receiver to replace him? The Rams.
Someone who's way better than Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams.
Yikes. Oh, yeah, Devontae Adams. How could I forget that?
I think they're going to be good.
He's going to be much better than Kupp. Devontae is still good. I mean, Devontae, what is he, like just 30, 31?
I think he might be 32, but he feels young. You're right. He could still be the best receiver on a lot of teams, obviously.
Right. Let's see. They lost a lot of guys. Note Boom, Rose Boom. I mean, a lot of these guys are starters. They don't. I mean, Demarcus Robinson was an important player for them. He's gone. They just they got a lot of changes. It looks like, and then any draft picks. They got the former rookie of the year, by the way, Jared Verse.
Yeah, he's a monster. So I think he'll be a stud on their D-line for the next 5-8 years, whatever. Yeah. He's going to be great. They also have Jared Fisk, same draft, same college. He's pretty good, not on the level of Verse, but he's good. Yeah, really, it's their defense where any of the questions pop up. They traded out of the first round. The Rams did this year. They're the ones that traded with the Falcons, who traded back into the first round. So they have the Falcons 26th first rounder. And then they went and drafted tight end out of Oregon. The Rams did. His name is Terrence Ferguson. I don't think there's too much to note about the draft. It was really just Devontae Adams. But I think they're expecting a lot of growth from their young guys on defense, and especially on the line. So I mean, they're easily the favorites in this division.
Yeah, I could see them being the favorites. Let's see. They went 10-7 last year. And then let's look at their schedule real fast. Rams 2025 schedule. They are playing – oh, we already talked about this, the NFC East. And the AFC South. I'm sorry, they're playing the NFC South.
That's good.
And yeah, the NFC, the schedule is kind of weak. They play the Lions. They play the Eagles. It seems like they're playing the best teams in the other NFC divisions.
Yeah, they get the first place schedule.
Makes sense. This is a borderline above average difficulty schedule. They do play the South, NFC South. All right, what line do you got for the Rams? Unless you have anything else to add.
The only thing I would say is, if you remember, they were in the divisional round of last year. In Philly, they were down by, I think, like 4 or something. They had a chance to go and win the game, and I don't remember how they lost it. It was either a turnover or something, but I thought they were going to win that game, and then that's after that is when the Eagles went into God mode. But anyway, I have them at 10.5, and I have them going over.
Okay. Well, sorry, what did you say they're going over?
Yeah, I think they'll go 11-6.
I got 9.5, and they're going under.
Okay, we're way off there.
Why? Oh God, what does Vegas have?
I don't know, but you got me nervous. Hey, you got it. It's 9.5.
I got a number.
You got it perfect.
Chris Paul hits a 3 to cut the lead down to 40.
Pound your chest.
Well, I think the Rams are going to be. This is the best team in the division. I think everybody else is going to be like fucking 6 wins and shit. So we'll move to the Seahawks. Like I think Sam Darnold is fool's gold. They replaced Geno Smith with Sam Darnold. I think they're going to find out that if you don't have a good offensive line, he's going to turn into the Sam Darnold that was in the New York Jets. And I don't have every reason to believe right now that the Seahawks have improved in that regard. They went 10-7 last year.
That's crazy.
I know. It doesn't feel like a 10-7 team, but I just don't see. Did they get better? I mean, they got Darnold. They just released Noah Fant.
I saw that.
Yeah. And they lost a lot of guys.
They brought on
including
Cooper.
Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf.
Oh, yeah.
Their wide receiver core is just
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and Jigba. It's a different team. Sophomore head coach. Yeah, I've got. I'm pretty pessimistic about the Seahawks. So I'll just jump straight into it, man. I like him at 7 wins, and if I gotta cut it down by a half, I'd say 6.5, and I'm going under. I don't like them.
So you're saying 6.5 under?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I have exactly. I'm sorry to say, but we're not counting anymore. Well, it's over for tonight.
Yeah,
so looking ahead now. But no, we agree. I mean, like you said, they replaced Geno Smith with Sam Darnold. I think that's a downgrade.
And I haven't forgotten that offensive line is not. They really gave Geno Smith troubles.
It's not good. Replacing DK Metcalf with Cooper Kupp, severe downgrade.
Yep.
Cooper Kupp was bad last year. I don't know if you ever saw the Rams. It was Puka, and that was it. Actually, Jordan Whittington, I thought, played better than Cooper Kupp at times.
I know, right?
But
still waiting for that.
Yeah, hopefully he gets a shot. The defense for Seattle could be decent, but it won't be enough. So yeah, I think they're gonna win like 4 or 5 games. I think that's a good candidate. McDonald is to get the sack.
Oh yeah.
Oh well. FanDuel has him at 7.5.
We're not too far off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel kind of similar about the rest of these teams. Like if we go to let's go to the Cardinals. Anything new with them? Like, no, right? The Cardinals are pretty much the same team.
Marvin Harrison Jr. put on like 50 pounds of muscle. He looks like a defensive lineman now.
Great.
I'm sure that'll work great, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything big here. And then any draft picks?
I think they drafted a cornerback, Will Johnson. I think that was them. Although I think he's one of the guys you said it was still unsigned.
Yeah.
But I'm blanking on them. I don't know much about the Cardinals except that I'm low on them and that I've always been low on Kyler.
Yeah, and I think low key kind of like a make or break year for Kyler Murray.
Right?
I feel like Jonathan Gannon is a good coach, so I'm not too worried about him. I feel like he's got the leverage right now to say like, yeah, Kyler, like we could make a decision at the end of the season if you don't show. I could see the organization going with Gannon now instead of Kyler if he plays badly. So the Cardinals are playing the AFC South and the NFC South. And
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, they got an easy schedule from the looks of it. They do play the AFC West. That's their hardest teams. But for the most part, this looks like a below average schedule. But I just don't think they're very good. So I'm going to go for the Cardinals. I'm going to go with. I'm also going to go 6.5 wins, but I'm going to go over for them. 6.5 wins.
I have 6.5 under. So I have it the same as what I put Seattle for.
Asshole. Exact same number again.
I'm just copying you, dude. Oh, I don't understand this one at all. FanDuel says 8.5.
Woo!
I guess somebody has to
might
get the
have-
wins.
I mean, they just might feel how I feel about the Niners, but they feel it with the Cardinals. Because I have the Niners at 8.5 wins.
That's also what I have the Niners as.
You asshole. What the fuck? You're crazy, dude. I cannot believe these lines.
I'm inside your mind. The Niners actually could be interesting to talk about. I feel like this has been a snooze division so far, other than maybe the Rams.
Well, what's new with the Niners? There's not really much new with this division, right? Like,
no, you're right. It's a lot of the same spaces.
so they
I guess.
What's his name back, right? The running back?
McCaffrey?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're hoping for a healthy year from him, of course. I don't think he's ever going to find his 2023 form again. Of course not.
Well, they're betting on it because they lost Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason.
They did. Let's see. Ricky Pearsall, second year. Hopefully he doesn't get shot during training camp this year. He looked pretty decent at the end of his rookie year. He put up some good games. Brandon Ayuk, I don't know when he's going to be ready to go. Hopefully early-ish. I thought Ayuk was also great in 2023, and then last year, I don't know what happened.
Right.
But Kittle's still great, arguably best in the league, depending on what you like in a tight end. They just paid Purdy, so that's going to be interesting to watch. He got his check.
This is the first time they're paying for their quarterback in a while. Mm-hmm. And they've lost a lot, man. They still have no, never mind. So they've lost their both tackles, both guards. They lost Dre Greenlaw, Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave, Nick McLeod, Charvarius Ward.
Hufanga, the safety.
Hufanga is gone. He went to the Broncos.
Debo also.
Debo. They've lost so much.
It's a different team, yeah. They're turning the page. I think like the tea leaves suggest they know it's kind of over. Hence all of the departures.
Are you suggesting that they're kind of tanking?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I don't think there's much tanking in the NFL, but I think they're trying to rebuild. So I guess in a sense, sure, but
rebuild. That's a better way of describing it. Rebuild.
Yeah, they're starting anew around their quarterback, and your mileage may vary on how smart that is. I mean, I'm not mad at Purdy as your QB1. It's pretty expensive for him, but you got to get a quarterback, right? So I get it.
He seems like a great tank commander, in my opinion.
That's true too. Exactly. I'm worried about their defense. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the run, kind of like the Cowboys.
Their defense might be bad now, man. And
Like
it's
bad, yeah.
weird. It's weird
Mhm.
that it used to be such a juggernaut defensively, and it's going to be the opposite this year. Seems like.
They still have Fred Warner, so it's not like they're complete. Like they kept all of their like Niner legends, right? So like Warner and Kittle, and I guess that's it. But and then that asshole Bosa is still there. So yeah, it'll be interesting. They drafted Alfred Collins out of Texas, defensive tackle, in the second round. So hopefully he gets some run. I have him at 8.5, and I have him going under. Oh wait, we already said Lions, didn't we?
We both do, yeah. Again, we've got this entire division exactly the same.
This is the most boring division somehow. It's somehow worse than the South. I didn't expect that.
So I bet then it sounds like the Vegas is going to have them at like 7 or 6.5.
No, I feel like we're gonna get this right actually, because I think the Niners will generate a lot of action.
6-11 last year, dude.
True, but a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's because McCaffrey was out." It's what? I kind of want to share my screen for this,
Is it like 10?
dude. It's 10.5.
10.5?
Look at this.
Fuck?
Oh, you have to approve. You don't have to approve.
Yeah.
It's 10.5.
No, I will.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Wow. Dude, that's crazy.
I didn't see that coming. Smash the under.
I don't understand it. Well, how can you justify 10.5 wins for a team that just came off 6 wins?
You can't. But I think this is Vegas knowing its market. I might put some money down for that.
They're trying to get people to bet the under? Is that what they're doing?
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah. I don't know how it works.
What the fuck?
Well, if people bet a lot on the over, does that bring the over up or down? Or sorry, the line.
If a lot of people bet on the over, the
Yeah.
line's going to increase.
Right. Okay. So that's what I'm saying is that maybe a lot of people have bet the over. Maybe it started at like
Oh, I see. So people like big bettors have already moved the line. Because you're right, the line's already been set since the beginning of the offseason, so it could have very well moved. This is why having like trends on line movement tells a story to help you determine whether you're going to bet on it or not.
Yeah, for sure. But that's interesting to me.
Me too. Yeah, seeing your face like double take on the screen, I knew something was up.
That was the first one where I just couldn't believe my eyes. Okay. That was the last team for tonight. That was the NFC. Final count. Eddie 7, Simone 2. It was a rough night for you, bro.
Fuck.
Draw 9 or 7. I can't math. 7 draws.
That's a lot of draws, which is also impressive.
Great minds.
Well, next week we'll do the AFC. I really need that to go better. Are we doing aggregate?
We can do aggregate. That gives you.
No, I don't want to.
Okay. All right. Whatever you want.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's for fake points, anyways. But yeah, I think that was a good start to the beginning of the off season. We still got Hard Knocks hasn't even started yet. Preseason games haven't started yet. We got a long way to go. So we're hoping to have a lot more content with like more discussion on predictions and things that are happening, what's happening in the preseason, that kind of stuff. So that's what you have to look forward to. But before we call it a night, we still got to do our corners. So let's get to our corners, dude. You want to go first?
Yeah. There's so much I could talk about since we haven't potted in forever, but I'll go very recently. This past weekend, I played in a chess tournament on the river here in Detroit.
Whoa.
I forgot what the park was called, but yeah, it was a park along the waterfront where the Detroit River is. On the other side of Detroit is Canada, Windsor, Ontario. Anyway, it was kind of like last minute. I didn't know there was a tournament, but Jamie sent me an Instagram post of this organization called Wise Guys Chess Club, and they were hosting this local tournament that was part of like a national thing. So it was a qualifier to a national tournament. And so I tried to sign up and it was full. It was only 20 spots, but they had a standby list. So I signed up for the standby and I showed up and I got in. And then it was still pretty small, like for being, it was prize money. Okay. So the prize for the tournament that I played in, like the qualifier, was $200 to the winner.
Ooh.
If you won the tournament, you get the 200. You also get a comped flight to LA for the national tournament. And that tournament had a prize of, or has a prize of 10K.
Oh my goodness.
I know. So I was getting pretty excited, even just like to play over the board chess, because I always just play online. So there's only 4 rounds because it wasn't that big. Not that many people showed. So I smoked the first guy in maybe like, I don't know, 20 moves. He just blundered mate, which was always nice. Second game was a battle, but I pulled through. So I got to the semis. Yeah, so I was excited just to play over the board chess in the first place, even like without the prize stuff, because I usually just play online, which is really fun still because I love chess, but obviously it's better to play in person, at least in my opinion. So I show up, I get into the tournament. First round, I smoke the opponent. Beautiful. He just blunders mate in 1. So that's always nice. I think it was in the balance when he did that, but that's okay. No complaints. Second game was a real battle. Then he had me under a lot of pressure, but I prevailed. I wish I had notated the games. I could have showed you some positions, but I didn't. So I'm just telling you what I felt. Second game was tough, but I won. So the third game was semifinals.
Ooh.
And I played an opening which I never play, which is foolish. I don't know why I was like feeling myself.
Oh, no.
So I'm a D4 player. I'm a D4 player with white. White moves first because chess is racist. But for some reason, I showed up and I played E4. I was just vibing. I was like, I got this. I'm gonna play E4. So he played C5, which is what I play with black against E4. It's called the Sicilian defense. And usually, if you're learning chess, like, you know, or at least if you're intermediate, they tell you learn the Sicilian with white and black. But for some reason, I've only really played it with black. But I was still somewhat familiar with it, like from black's perspective. But anyway, he was playing the moves in the opening that I would typically play, which was like simultaneously, you know, I should theoretically know what the position is like, but it's also weird because it's like I'm on the other side. I got into a bad position pretty quickly with like isolated doubled pawns, if that means anything. Doesn't matter if that doesn't mean anything. But I could feel my position worsening. And so I kind of just said, screw it. And I went all out to try to mate him, like an attack on his king side where he had castled. And I think I was winning. And I just couldn't spot the move. We're playing a 10-minute game. So you have 10 minutes total to play your moves. So there's a clock. And if you run out of time, you lose. And I had like 3 minutes left. And I just was feeling the pressure. And I blundered. I gave him the fork. And so I wound up losing. It was disappointing. And we talked about the game after, me and the opponent. And we were looking at the position again. He showed me where I missed the win. I had a clean fork with my knight on both of his rooks. Pretty simple move that I just didn't see because I was so locked in on trying to like checkmate him. I could have just won material. So I lost the game, but it was still good. I went 2-1 on the day. Got some over the board chess and missed out on a couple hundred, whatever. It's fine. I wouldn't have won the national tournament, I'm pretty sure.
What about the championship in this tournament?
The championship, I didn't stay, but I followed on Instagram just like the result. The guy who beat me lost, so
Oh.
that makes me feel a little bit better. Maybe I would have lost too, but it was cool. I mean, chess is fun, and it's
Is that your
much
first
better.
tournament?
Here it is. I played a couple times in Texas with like an
Okay.
official U.S. Chess Federation tournament.
Nice.
I have won a tournament before, but it was only for like $50.
Hey, win's a win.
The win is a win.
It's more wins than I have in chess.
What about you? What's
Impressive.
going on?
I'm gonna talk about quad ball.
Yes, I was hoping you would. I don't know anything about what happened, by the way. I didn't follow it.
All right. Well, relatively recently, there's a World Cup for quad ball in Brussels, Belgium. And I played with and helped advise / coach with Team Latin America. First time appearing in the cup. And there were 2 other countries in that area, Mexico and Brazil, both participated in the cup. So the team that I represented had a bunch of different countries within this team, but it was still cool because everybody was still everybody on this team cared a lot about their representation and where they came from. So that was fun. We played in a typical quad ball tournament, round robin style. It was actually a 3-day tournament, which I've never played in before, but they only had like 2 games a day. The last day was like 4 games, but they stretched it out. I'm not really sure why, but Latin America played Wales, Australia, and Ireland. No, yeah, I think Ireland, and then
Ireland.
Canada. We actually played Canada twice because of the way the standings worked out. But we go 2-2, go into the seed play. We play Basque Country. No, we play Wales, and then we win, go on to the next round, lose to Canada, and then our tournament was over. We had a chance of playing India and playing Raj, but for some reason, I know we had a chance, but it didn't work out. Something about the seedings prevented us from playing each other, but we were on the same side of the bracket, the constellation bracket, so we thought we had a chance. But anyways, my story specifically, we played Germany actually in pool play in the first round. That's how we got into the constellation bracket. And we, on paper, probably were highly not favored, high underdogs. Germany ended up going to the finals and losing to the champions, Belgium. But yeah, we ended up playing them, and we actually gave them a pretty good game, feeling wise. We ended up losing like 150-50 or something. It might be more. I don't know. But it was weird. We felt good about the game playing them. But most interestingly, in the first 2 minutes, I was playing a little bit of both beater and keeper and sometimes chaser. In this game, decided to start me at keeper. And then within the first 2 minutes, I was just playing normal defense, and I stuck my hand out, and an offender just crossed my face that I wasn't guarding, and I kind of just stuck my hand out just a little bit to kind of buffer them, to not make it easy for them to get to their spot. And as soon as I did that, I looked up and I saw my finger turned into a Z.
Oh,
completely dislocated it within 2 minutes of the game. And
damn.
I saw it, and on camera, you might be able to tell my finger is much worse right now. I know it it was obviously at the time when it happened, it was shocking. It was a very gruesome injury because basically my finger went that direction and it was curved. It was horrific. So as soon as it happened, I actually didn't feel any pain. So I just saw it and was like, oh,
Okay.
So I stopped play and the ref stopped play and then asked the sideline. I was like, hey, I actually don't feel any pain. Can somebody please set it? You got to set it now. Like sooner the better, then I can keep playing. Nobody wanted to do it.
Meaning like pop it back in place?
Yeah, put it back into place.
Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
I don't blame anybody for that one, dude. That's a rough thing. I mean, I haven't done that, so can't expect somebody to do that for me.
Did you do it?
No. So what happened is I went to the other team sideline because the medical tent was not available. That's a different story for another day. But the German sideline had a doctor on their side, and they said, "Hey, I'll set it for you." So they managed to do that. It hurt like hell. Setting it was rough. I've done that before a long time ago, but I mean, the pain is still bad. So she sets it. And then I asked her, I was like, listen, I feel fine. The plan for that game was to play a lot, and getting out within the first 2 minutes was not part of the plan. So I didn't have an intention of skipping that game. So they wrapped these two fingers once they reset it. And then I waited until the next shift ended and I jumped back in the game. I ended up playing for most of it. And weirdly, like, it was my best game. I felt best.
But it was your left hand?
It was my broom hand. Yeah. My throwing hand was fine. But yeah, dude, it was a horrific injury in the moment that ended up being legendary. I remember some of the people on my team were like, dude, you're wild for doing that. What is wrong with you? Like, one player came up to me.
Oh, go ahead.
He was like, that was so inspirational, dude. Like, I'm glad I at least made an impact on my team, that they can see that it's possible to play through something like that. But I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. We ended up losing anyways, so it's not like it mattered too much. But it was pretty legendary performance after.
That is legendary.
Breaking my finger.
Classic Simone. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, the other thing that I thought was interesting is that in that moment, I just like, have you ever felt like you got into the zone? Like you play a sport and you get into the zone, like you're not thinking, you're just firing on all cylinders and everything's just working out.
Yeah, it's the best feeling.
That is how I felt in that game, and it happened. I felt it as soon as I broke my finger. It was really strange. Like, I don't remember getting the adrenaline from an injury like that and then turning superhuman. I certainly felt that way. I felt like indestructible in that moment, but then obviously we lost. It didn't matter, and the pain shortly came after. Like, I didn't play after that because my finger blew up and it got nasty. I should have I don't know why I didn't take pictures in the moment, but
I would have taken a picture.
I know.
If I was there, I would have stopped you from putting it back in place and been like, hey, I need to get this photo first.
I would have thanked you for that. I would have absolutely thanked you for that, dude.
That's gnarly. Oh my God.
We're still hoping that the teams on the sidelines that were watching that game had photographers that maybe caught that moment, because I was standing around with a broken finger. I was just standing like this for minutes, just like, somebody fixed me. So we're optimistic somebody maybe got a photo of that.
Wait, so you never even felt it? Like, you just...
I didn't feel the pain. Not in the moment, no.
How is that even possible? I can understand that for like a few seconds, but then once you see it, nothing.
No. I remember when I said it, I did this. I started closing my hand up and I was like, oh, okay, I don't feel anything. Let's go. Put me in.
Damn.
So I like tested it out and everything. I grabbed my broom and I was like, it was strong. Like, it hadn't swollen at all, right? It was just gruesome. And once you put it back in, it looks normal again. I was like, all right, well, no harm, no foul. Let's keep playing.
All right.
It was strange. But now,
good job.
Now that I'm coming back, dude, it's absolutely fucked. Like, I'm having a hard time doing anything with this finger. It hurts like hell. I also fucked my thumb up, which is from beating. That's
normally, yeah. Oh goodness. I hated jamming my fingers when I was beating. It happened like all the time.
Yep, it's kind of a rite of passage, isn't it?
Wait, so did the U.S. just like shit the bed, or what's up with that?
The U.S. lost to Germany.
In the
We were joking
semis?
around. We felt like we gave them a better game. It's the U.S., so we didn't.
Maybe you did.
Yeah. The Germans were nice. I'll give them that, man. It's a good team to win, to beat us in the U.S. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Nice. What was it again?
Yeah.
Brussels?
What?
It was in
Oh, it was in
Brussels?
Brussels, Belgium. Brussels, Belgium. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I saw the photo of you and Raj. It was really cool. And I really liked India's jersey. It's really sick. Yours is okay too.
Well, that is my corner. And I think this is a good time to end it. Glad to be back. Thanks for listening, and tune in either next week or whenever we're both free, and we'll do the East. AFC East.
Almost football.
AFC. All right.
Good job.
Bye, con Dios.